and welcome to Who Won the Week, your weekly dose of TV advertising news and analysis. My name is Aaron Taube, and I am joined today by Rebecca Sandidge, a woman who some people are saying was the 13th person who carried the Boston Celtics to the NBA championship. She's also EDO's VP of Brand Partnerships. Rebecca, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Still basking in the glory of a championship here in Boston. And you're right. I mean, I worked really, really hard this season. Um, really, I'm going to take that credit for the Celtics win. So, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, go
we're
ahead and
doing great.
gloat. Tell us about the experience. We've talked a lot of smack here about the Celtics on past episodes. Now is your time. What would you like to say in this moment of victory?
As a very strong Boston fan for all the sports, I know I'm in the minority at EDO. It's a lonely place, but I'm just really happy. My kids, just seeing them watch the Celtics win is, I mean, there's nothing better than that. So we're really happy around here. It feels
Yeah,
like it was a
you
long
have.
time ago. It was only, a few days really, but
Yeah, we missed last week's show, so I wanted to give you the platform. So
yeah.
you have two young boys, right? What was the experience like for them as young Celtic fanatics to take this in?
I mean, the next day they just kept watching replays on YouTube, just they've been pretending to be Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown. A lot of debates around who really deserved the MVP award. But yeah, it's beginning of a lot of fun championships to come for them, I think.
That's lovely. I'm happy for the whole clan, and yeah. So let's talk about these NBA finals from an advertising
Yeah.
perspective. How did they do for the brands that advertised during them?
I mean, not a surprise, really great environment. A lot of people were tuning into this. I think we saw said that the finals on ABC outperformed the typical non-sports benchmark by 86%. Uh, so 86% more engagement observed for advertisers in the NBA finals. Another way to look at it was that one airing on the NBA Finals on ABC was equivalent to 40 non-sports primetime airings. So really big bang for the buck, really high impact environment. Really some good advertisers really taking advantage of that super engaged audience, really tuning in to watch Boston win it all.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. And of course, when we say engagement, we're talking about consumers taking action like searches, website visits, app downloads in the minutes after the ad airs,
That's right.
which can help brands grow their share of search in their category, which has been linked to
Yeah,
growing market share and studies and things like that. So that's why we
exactly.
use those metrics to understand the impact of ads. And who are some of the brands that stood out during these NBA finals?
So we saw a variety of different categories. A lot of brands really, um, you know, like I said, taking advantage of this great platform where viewers are super tuned in. They can't take their eyes off the TV set. They're going to be, searching for the brands that they're exposed to in that kind of environment. So a lot of different categories. So we saw Kia and Hyundai both have really strong performances in the finals. And then Taco Bell, Burger King, another popular kind of category that tends to advertise a lot in live sports. Yeah, so Taco Bell, let's just talk about them for a second. So they outperformed the standard advertiser in the NBA finals by 66%. So viewers of the NBA finals were 66% more likely to look for more information about Taco Bell after seeing an ad there than compared to the standard advertiser in the game.
Got it. Yeah, Taco Bell doing a good job of positioning themselves as sort of a brand for like cool creative types. I know in the past they had like a pop punk band kind
Yeah,
of showing them going to the Taco Bell, and some of these ads were a DJ who's talking about how, this $3 value menu helps me. It saves me time, it's delicious, saves me money, and allows me to get back to doing what I love. So I think that's a cool line of
yeah.
you know,
And I think it
promotion.
makes sense. People tend to watch sports in groups. It's a very social setting. You're ordering food. You're not going to be cooking during the show really. So I think that kind of like that's a really nice fit of this category in that kind of viewing environment.
Got it. Yeah. Any other advertisers that stood out during these finals that you want to
Yeah,
talk
State
about?
Farm. I mean, they've been really killing it for a while now, doing really well in sports, basketball in particular. But they're another advertiser that we've seen really pop and drive a huge spike in engagement in the NBA Finals. So their spike was 157%. So 157% more likely to drive consumers to engage with the brand versus the typical advertiser in the finals.
Cool. Yeah. And so I guess moving from a program where people are not going to be cooking during the games, as you mentioned, to a show that may inspire some new chefs to try to whip some things up in the kitchen. The Bear season three
Yeah.
premieres tomorrow at 9 p.m. I know you're a big fan. I'm a little behind on the Prestige television beat. I just moved to New Jersey, so I'm trying to acclimate by working my way through season two of The Sopranos. So I'm a
Oh.
little behind. I'm trying to understand the lived experiences of my new neighbors in Jersey.
You
But
gotta watch The Bear. It might be my favorite show on TV right now. So it's launching tomorrow night on Hulu. It's produced by FX. FX has been airing seasons one and two, kind of to, I think, build a little bit more buzz, build up some momentum, catch people up, before season three launches, and it seems like it's really working because we've seen the the past seasons on FX that have been airing recently do really, really well for an advertiser perspective. Advertisers are finding a really engaged audience there, so I think that's a really strong sign for Hulu and everybody that's going to be airing in the Bear season three moving forward. So some of those advertisers that we've seen, again, Taco Bell and Burger King. So we were just talking about a little bit like kind of some loose contextual synergy in a way with sports, where it just kind of fits the mood of the audience at the time. I think this is a similar effect that we're seeing for restaurant brands in the Bear, which, as you know, is about a restaurant, right? It's kind of really tapping into that foodie culture. Carmy the chef is just a star. So we're seeing Taco Bell and Burger King again drive spikes among that audience as well. So these are just two brands that we've seen just do so well lately with the NBA Finals and the Bear. Uh, yeah, so Burger King was 45% stronger on engagement, driving those outcomes compared to the average advertiser on the Bear on FX this past month. So definitely some good contextual synergy there.
awesome. Yeah, and tell me a little bit about the distribution strategy for the Bear. So it's released on
Yeah.
Hulu and it's a binge format, right? The whole season drops at once. What does that mean, I guess, for the streamers and the advertisers when it's sort of a binge versus a sort of weekly situation?
Yeah, I think it's that's such a good question, and I guess nobody really knows what would have happened if it had been like released periodically. But we do know like that Disney has taken the strategy of releasing all the episodes at once. Um, I think they're doing that because there is so much buzz. You want to really take advantage of that. They're probably going to see a huge, huge spike in ratings. I think viewers tend to like the binge strategy because they have a little bit more control over when they watch the episodes and especially for a show like The Bear, which I know you haven't seen it, but it's so addictive. It's got kind of like this like anxiety inducing kind of like feeling about it, and it just makes you want to watch more and kind of figure out what happens next. So the type of content that The Bear is, I think, is just such a good match for the binge release, and it's such a popular series that a lot of people will binge it this week. They're going to talk about it. They'll probably pick up some new audiences after everybody's like, oh, I'm feel like the only person in the world that hasn't seen The Bear. So seems like it's going to be a winning strategy for them.
Awesome. Yeah, Do you get anxious as a viewer? Like, I've got to finish this. I got to knock this out right away before everyone's talking about it and I get spoiled. Do you feel like you have to like clear
I
out
don't feel
time?
like that. Like, I don't really have the time to watch literally like 9 episodes in a row. It's not like a competitive sport, like I gotta finish before everyone else. For me personally, maybe for other people it is, but it's more just that each episode leaves you, I think, wanting more and to like learn more about the characters and see what happens next.
All right, very cool. Well, we will have to check that out. Yeah, anything else you'd like to add on the Bear or the NBA Finals? Or I know the NHL Finals just wrapped up. Congratulate. I know tons of people watching this are big Florida Panthers fans. So,
Yeah.
congratulations to them.
Boston can't
Yeah,
have them all, I guess, but
Boston can't have them all.
we'll
Thank God
share.
for that. And so yeah, so next week we'll be talking a little bit about the globalization of sports. We got the NBA draft coming up. We got the NHL draft
Yeah,
coming up. We got the Euros and Copa America, and soon the Olympics. And we'll also have a spotlight on some of our top ads of the first half of 2024. Rebecca, congratulations again. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see all of you next week.
great. Thanks, Erin. See you later.